One of the biggest tech companies in the world is spending almost $1 billion right here in Georgia. Not in New York, not in California, I'm talking about right outside of Atlanta. And what they're building could actually change everything. Not only how Georgia competes in tech, but also how people go to work, how they raise their kids, and how they live day to day. This is not some distant plan for the future. This is happening right now. And once you see what's being built, I promise you, you're gonna start looking at Georgia in a whole different way. So in this video, I'm counting down the top 10 biggest projects happening in Georgia from 2025 all the way to 2030. These are real things helping families, workers, and people who are planning to move in the future to Georgia. Number 10 is a data center by one of the biggest companies in the world, which is Meta, the owner of Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So they're building something huge in Newton County. It's called a data center. Now, what the hell is a data center? Let me tell you. So it's a big building full of powerful computers. These computers help run the internet, like your messages, your videos, your apps, your websites. Like when you scroll on Facebook and send messages, all of that data goes to places like this. So Meta is spending $800 million to build it. And this thing is gonna be as big as 17 football fields. Now, this project alone is already creating hundreds of construction jobs. And soon it will bring high-paying tech jobs to Georgia. Now, that means more work, better internet, and more chances for local families to grow. Now, why would this project even matter to you? Well, because this project actually helps Georgia as a whole to become a tech leader in the South, attract more high-paying jobs, bring new stores, restaurants, and homes to the area. So big tech isn't just in Silicon Valley anymore. It's right here in our backyard in Georgia. Now, while Meta is bringing the future of tech to Georgia, Atlanta is doing something totally different. Something that helps you and your family enjoy life today. Which leads me to number 9, which is Atlanta's 535 miles trail network. Imagine walking and biking throughout the entire city without ever getting in your car. That's exactly what's gonna happen in Atlanta, Georgia very soon. The city's building something huge, a 535-mile trail system that will stretch across parks, neighborhoods, shopping areas, and even schools. This is called the Atlanta Trail Network Plan. Now, to put it in perspective, check this out. 535 miles is like going from Atlanta all the way to Orlando, Florida, then halfway back again. These trails will connect over 50 neighborhoods, which means it will give people a place to go jogging, running, take your dog for a walk, go skating, whatever you need in a safe way. Oh, and by the way, it will create more green areas and less traffic in the busiest part of the city. Now, you may be wondering, why do people even care about trails in the first place? Like, don't we have anything more fun? Well, check this out. This will make it easier for everyone, including kids and adults, to move around the city. You can go play, you can go skateboarding, your bike, whatever it is. You can have fun, you can stay healthy, you can avoid traffic, you can save money because you no longer need an Uber or a taxi or spending money on gas. Like, this is gonna be one of its kind. Like, not every state in America is doing this type of stuff. And on top of that, as you know, this is gonna bring even more jobs, and people are gonna start building either restaurants, coffee shops, small stores around the trails, okay? So it is a win-win for everybody. Now, while Atlanta is growing greener with all of these trails, it's also getting a total makeover in the downtown area. Which leads me to number 8, which is the Centennial Yards. So they're turning old train land into a brand new city inside of a city. So this is a huge project, like I said, called Centennial Yards, and it's happening in downtown Atlanta, right there where the old railroad tracks and the parking lot used to be. Now, the total cost, check this out. $5 billion. Now, that money is being used to build 12 buildings with new homes, shops, restaurants, and hotels. On top of that, they're gonna have a big arena for sports and concerts, plus public parks and sidewalks so people can obviously walk, eat, and enjoy live music. Oh, and let me not forget offices and workplaces for people to have a job. So over 50 acres of land are being transformed right now, right? So this project will take a few years. Some of them are gonna open soon. Some of them is gonna be open by 2030. Now, listen, this is expected to bring thousands of jobs to the downtown area right there in Atlanta. So this is not just a building project. This is more like a city reboot. Now, while downtown Atlanta is getting a major glow up, a whole new kind of energy is rising right outside the city, and it's actually electric. So Georgia is helping power the future, and we're not talking just about cars. In Bartow County, which is west of Atlanta, the state is building a massive electric vehicle battery plant. This is where they will make the batteries that go inside of a Tesla, Hyundai, and other electric cars that of course don't need gas. Now, the company behind this project is called SK Battery, which is one of the biggest battery makers in the whole world. So they're getting together with automakers that are bringing jobs and factories right here to Georgia. Now, this battery plant is part of a multi-billion-dollar investment that is expected to create thousands of jobs. So construction is already underway and the batteries are expected to roll out in the next few years. Now, as you know, when we bring big companies, that means more people, more money, more jobs, more houses, more economic growth for Georgia. Now, the future of driving is electric, and Georgia wants to be the state building the batteries and supplying it through the rest of the United States. Now, with all these new jobs and people moving into the area, we're gonna have another problem, which is having clean, safe, and drinkable water. And I'm talking about enough of it for everybody. That's why Georgia is building the Regional Water Infrastructure Project, okay? That's gonna be in the Savannah, Georgia metropolitan area, which is Bryan County, Effingham County, and Chatham County. So this is number 6 on the list, and I'm talking about $500 million investment, which is basically to bring fresh water, new pipes, new sewer system through all of this area, which, like I said at the beginning of the video, is the hottest spot right here in the whole state of Georgia. So here's what they're doing. They're laying down new underground pipes to carry clean drinking water, building wastewater systems, as you know, to keep the environment clean, and they're making sure that the Savannah, Georgia metro area is actually ready for all of the businesses, all of the homes, and all of the other projects coming in the future. Now, what that means for you and the family is this: you have a lower chance of getting sick because of dirty water. All right. Number 2, all of those mega projects coming in the future, they are ready, okay? They don't have to be waiting for permits or for the city to put water and utilities. It is ready, okay? And number 3, the neighborhoods don't have to be dealing with backup pipes, things like that, because everything is clean, everything is nice, everything is new. Okay, so this is not about plumbing. This is about the people. In Georgia, of course, is taking the lead and trying to make things better for everyone. Now, number 5 is this: better school for the kids. Now, if you're bringing more businesses, more people, more homes, more families, now we must have better schools too. This project is called the Bryan County Expansion Plan and the Effingham County Elementary Schools Project. Now, in Bryan County, the school district is spending over $226 million just to make better schools for the growing population. And I'm talking about elementary school, middle school, and high schools. By the way, if you're planning to move into Georgia, okay, and you want one of the best school districts, Bryan County, which is the Richmond Hill area, they have the best, or one of the best school districts. So this is only gonna get better. Now, in Effingham County, which is very close to Savannah, about 25 minutes away, they're also building more schools for the growing population, and they also have a great school district for the kids. So these schools are gonna have modern technology, modern classrooms, they're gonna have better sports fields, better music rooms, better libraries, and of course more space for learning and to have fun. Now, what this means for you is this: it's just peace of mind, knowing that your kid is in a good school district, that it's safe, it has the best tools, the best technology, and you know your kid is gonna be okay, right? No one wants to take their kids to school and feel like something's gonna happen. Okay, so now that's for the kids. Let's talk about now something for everyone, which is fixing 2 big places right here in Savannah, Georgia. Number 4 is the Savannah Civic Center and Waterworks project. So it's happening right here in downtown Savannah, where the city is spending millions of dollars to fix 2 things. Number 1, the Civic Center, which is where people go to see shows and events. And number 2, the old Waterworks building, which has been empty for a long time now. So they're keeping the theater and the arena. They just want to do a whole remodel to have more shows, events, concerts, sports events, whatever it is, anything related to entertainment, they can make it happen here. And everyone who lives around here, including South Carolina and Florida, they can enjoy more events, more concerts, more things happening, and not have to drive all the way to Atlanta. And as you know, people need this type of stuff because you get bored of just going to the same places over and over, or having to drive all the way to Orlando or all the way to Atlanta to have fun. So now all of these people that live in this area of Georgia are gonna have a lot more fun together. All right, so that's gonna get fixed in Savannah, but now let's talk about a whole new town, whole new city inside of Savannah, Georgia, that is basically growing right now as we speak. So this is number 3, and it's called the New Hampstead Master Plan Community. And it's being built in Chatham County, just west of Savannah. This project is like building a small city from scratch, and I'm talking about over 6,000 homes. They're gonna bring gas stations, which by the way, we already have 3. I live down the street from there, okay? Luxury apartments, townhouses, different styles of homes with great amenities. I'm talking basketball courts, tennis courts, sidewalks for people to walk. You can walk miles and miles through here, okay? So this is gonna look way different. That is the number 1 spot right here in Chatham County with the most new construction project. Now, by the way, if you're looking for a home in this area, Savannah Metro, just call me or text me. That is my number right there on the screen, okay? Now let's go to number 2. We just got done talking about a brand new town being built right here in Chatham County. But what if I told you the biggest project is actually happening closer to the water? I'm talking about the expansion of the Port of Savannah. Now, this is one of the biggest and the most expensive projects in the entire state. Now, if you didn't know this, the Port of Savannah is the 3rd biggest and busiest port in the entire country. That's where your food, your clothes, everything that you own in this area and that you buy at the stores, it comes through that port. Now, the state of Georgia is spending over $4.5 billion to make it bigger, faster, and more efficient for everybody. Now, here's more context about what they're doing. They're building new yards to hold more containers. They're getting new cranes to unload the containers quicker. They're building extra space for all the trucks and the trains to not only move faster, but also make everything happen quicker and more efficient in a safer way. On top of that, as you know, they're gonna have more people, so they're building new parking and new roads near the port. Now, this means more jobs for the people who drive trucks, work at warehouses, even delivery companies. Now, and as a whole, of course, a better economy for the entire state of Georgia. So even though it doesn't sound too exciting for the regular people, this is actually a game changer. So when the Port of Savannah grows, everyone around it grows too. But now let's talk about number 1, the biggest change of all. This is something that could change the whole area for good. This is called the Bryan County Megasite. And it's a giant piece of land that the state of Georgia bought to bring massive projects, right? It sits right off I-16, 30 minutes away from Savannah, Georgia, and the size of the land is 2,284 acres. By the way, that's about 1,700 football fields. It took $61 million just to buy the land. Now, big companies from the United States and from out of the United States are lining up to build here. I'm talking about factories, shipping centers, tech, you name it. One of the first one that took advantage of this, everyone knows about it, is the Hyundai Meta plant, which is bringing over 8,000 jobs just by itself. Now, as you know, when a big company that everyone knows about it moves here and the word goes around that there is all of this land ready to be built, I'm telling you, a lot of other companies will follow. And this area is gonna not only go up in value, we're gonna have more families, better schools, everything will be better in the Savannah, Georgia metropolitan area. So if you're thinking of moving, do not expect the housing to get cheaper, at least not in this area, all right? So that's the top 10. I'm Luis Bruno, I am a realtor down here. Call me or text me if you're planning to move into Georgia, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.